Intuit gives you a free migration tool. TechBot charges a fixed fee. So which one does your move to QuickBooks Online actually need? QuickBooks migration is the move of your company file, your history, and your workflows onto QuickBooks Online. And the honest answer depends on one distinction: whether that migration is finished when the data has moved, or when the data has been proven. Start with what the free tool genuinely does. It handles the data transfer. What it doesn't do is the rest of a migration. It doesn't review accuracy, it doesn't redesign the chart of accounts for QuickBooks Online, it doesn't replace desktop integrations, and it doesn't reconcile history. That's not a criticism. It's the boundary of what the tool is built for. When the tool's boundary bites, the result shows up as a familiar pattern: broken feeds, missing integrations, an unusable chart of accounts, opening balances that don't tie. Most migrations we deliver exist because the free tool ran and the result wasn't usable. Repairing that afterward is migration cleanup, one of the services migration most commonly pairs with a second engagement to fix what a verified move would have caught the first time. The stakes of the decision depend on your situation. Running Desktop Pro or Premier. Outgrown your current QuickBooks Online tier. An accountant or a new CPA who can't work in your current platform. An audit, a capital raise, or a sale ahead. Desktop integrations already degrading. The more of these that apply, the more your business is carrying through the move, and the more expensive an unverified migration becomes. Now the other side of the choice. A professional migration is a defined scope of work. A pre-migration audit, data conversion, chart of accounts review and restructuring, opening balance verification, customer and vendor cleanup, historical reconciliation, bank feed reconnection, sales tax reconfiguration, a first-month reconciliation, training with recorded video, a documented summary, and a CPA-coordinated handoff. A professional migration runs as 4 phases in order. A migration diagnostic and pre-audit, so what's in the file is established before anything moves. Data conversion and restructure. Integration replacement and configuration, then verification, training, and the CPA handoff. Each phase exists precisely because the free tool stops at moving data and calls it done. The deepest difference between the two paths is verification. The tool reports that it finished. Nothing checks that the result is right. A professional engagement is signed off against the Migration Integrity Protocol. 7 points verified on every migration before anyone calls it complete. Finished and verified are different claims, and the whole decision comes down to which one you need. Either way, one thing should be non-negotiable. The work happens inside your own QuickBooks subscription, and your historical data and reports survive the move. You own the file at the end, not a vendor. Historical reconciliation is in the scope precisely so the reports you relied on in desktop still answer the same questions in online. What the professional path costs. A fixed one-time engagement, typically $2,500 to $10,000 or more. Simple, single entity under 3 years of history, $2,500 to $4,500. Standard with multi-year history, several integrations and payroll, $4,500 to $7,500. Complex, multi-entity or enterprise, $7,500 to $10,000 or more. Fixed in writing before work begins. One more honest fork in the decision. QuickBooks Enterprise or QuickBooks Online. Enterprise is exempt from the desktop phase-out, and most U.S. small and mid-sized businesses are best served by online, but larger operations needing advanced inventory, industry-specific editions, or up to 40 users may belong on Enterprise. The diagnostic recommends the platform that fits, with no upsell incentive behind it. If you do choose the free tool, understand what you're signing up to do yourself. Every desktop add-on assessed individually, replaced with a QuickBooks Online equivalent, and configured, none of it carries over on its own. Migration is the modernization, and the capabilities you end up with are decided during the move, not after it. When the work is professional, it's run by a named certified QuickBooks ProAdvisor who works in both desktop and online, the same person through diagnostic, conversion, and handoff. You don't have to make this decision blind. One call tells you exactly where your books stand and what your migration would involve, including whether the free tool is genuinely enough for your file. Send this to whoever else is in the decision, and subscribe for the rest of the QuickBooks series.